There does seem to be a significant counter-push against the insanity.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like we all agree on the specifics, but the recognition that the woke, sexual, deviant, whatever you want to call it, agenda is insane. And it seems like we only woke up when we started telling our children, or we saw that our teachers were indoctrinating our children in these false things.
Right.
Maybe over COVID, parents became more aware of what was being... Speak to that.
Yes, I think that's right. I think the COVID thing and the kids doing remote learning, more parents became more aware of what was going on. But the fact is, sexual education has been in the schools and has been crazy for a long time. You know, I mean, when you really think about it, the idea that a teacher should be teaching children about contraception, that is not an idea that comes readily to your mind. We're just so used to it. You know, we've become, what's the word?
Mm-hmm. Frog in the pot sort of thing?
Yeah, desensitized to it, you know? And so, honestly, transgenderism didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It's been building on things that have been in place for a long time. And so it's my hope that people will look at this and say, you know, we need to get the sex ed out of schools completely.
And our kids out of schools.
Completely. Yeah, completely. Until you guys shape up, we're not sending our kids to these schools, you know?
Talk to that more, because I think that public schools are garbage. I think they're death camps for souls.
Yeah.
And I think the majority of Catholic schools are too.
Yeah.
And I think your child would fare far better if you took him out of school and actually just homeschooled him.
Yeah.
And if you did nothing but read The Lord of the Rings occasionally on the couch, they would end up far more well-rounded. But you say this, though, and then the response is, how dare you? Like, don't you understand that this is my only option? And fair enough. I can see where people are coming from.
Right.
But how important is it, do you think, at this day and age, that we, of course, not send our children to public school?
Well, I think
what the bloody hell else needs to occur for parents to wake up and say, oh, maybe that's too far? Like, do they need to be actually molesting your children for you to take a stand?
Yeah.
Am I overstating
No,
it?
no, not one bit. I mean,
why aren't I?
How bad does it have to get before you get off the couch and do something about it, you know? And so I celebrate the fact that parents are getting activated. And those are the very kind of people that we want to see at our events, right? Because I'm not interested in talking to people who just sit around and complain, right? But if you want more facts and figures and strategies and allies for you to go into whatever your field of battle might be, you know, and this is certainly one legitimate one, you know, we'll help you. We'll help you with that. That's what we're about. But I think for parents of young children, it's important that you do everything you can to protect them, which may mean taking them home. Mm-hmm. Okay. But we cannot simply abandon all of those institutions, because when the most involved and engaged people all retreat, what's left? What's left but the unengaged, uninvolved, and the machine just rolling over?
I agree that perhaps there's work to be done in reforming these institutions, but I don't think that means our children have to remain in them. My primary responsibility is my kids, not your kids.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. But this is a role for others in the family to play. Okay, so the mother and father are educating their children right now. You're in the throes of that. Of course, that has to be your primary responsibility. No question about that. But maybe grandma and grandpa need to be down at the school board. You know, maybe mom's at home with the kids and dad's in there fighting. You know, but we cannot simply abandon all the institutions. And maybe, you know, maybe the correct answer is we dismantle certain things, you know, that we get rid of them completely. Mm-hmm. But if you do nothing, right, if there's no, you know, withdrawal is only part of a strategy, right? That can't be the whole picture. You got to do something to reform or resist or contain the madness of what these other institutions are doing, you know. And it's not just the schools. I mean, I see this with the doctors and the lawyers. You know, they're under enormous pressure to conform to the sexual revolution in a whole variety of ways. You know, and so I think each person, whatever your gifts and talents and skills are, you know, you need to plot out a course for yourself to figure out what you can do with what you know and where you are to somehow resist, push back, reform, you know, whatever.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment below letting us know what you thought about the video.